am determined to end this cycle. On the day of my inauguration, I promise that that my administration will address all the issues impeding investment and economic growth in Nigeria. This promise is why I saw an end to the fuel subsidy. It is the reason the central bank has called an end to its multiple exchange rate system. It won't happen under my watch. It's for this same reason we gather here today to inaugurate the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform. The committee has been established to address the broad physical challenges facing our economy. Its mandate shall be divided into three broad areas. These are: 1. Fiscal governance. B. Tax reforms. And third, growth facilitation.
We must be committed to establishing a conducive policy environment to attract global and local businesses and position our nation as a hub for research and development, technology and innovation, headquarters location, financial and shared services center for the continent. Our approach will be comprehensive and long-term focused, addressing fiscal concerns related to sustainable development goals as well as multidimensional poverty, ensuring responsible energy transition, and a coordinated strategy to elevate revenue reporting and quality of spending. Empirical data affirms that Nigerians are willing to fulfill their tax obligations when they see meaningful returns on their tax contributions. We must therefore be intentional in renewing the social contract and, more importantly, act in the best interest of our nation.
I think this is why the agenda for this committee is so important to what we at the World Bank are here to help Nigeria do. And so I'm very honored that I was invited to be part of this. Support, most of the financing that we provide is directly for services like primary health care, electricity access, rural roads. Those are things that we look forward to a day where Nigeria is fully financing those from its own government resources. And so I would love to see a day where the work of this committee lays the foundation for making our financing redundant. We are always here to help in other ways by sharing the experience and knowledge of what's worked in other countries. But in terms of, could not be happier if Nigeria gets to the point where it's generating enough of its own revenues in a way that's actually helping create the space for private investment, for families to flourish, and does not need to come to the World Bank for finance.
Nigeria has huge potential for revenue utilization that should be sufficient to cater for our people without resorting to excessive borrowing, which often crowd out the private sector and limit our ability to finance sustainable development, create jobs and prosperity for Nigeria. From our engagement with various stakeholders so far, the message has been clear, and we recognize the sense of urgency to address the serious tax and fiscal impediment facing businesses, both large and small.
Let me start with an unreserved apology. My apology is without reservation. It's total apology for the misunderstanding that arose between us in my committee at that time at the Ninth Assembly. I apologize without reservation, total apology. And I pray that, as I have done privately to my committee members at that time, headed by, like I mentioned in my main speech, distinguished Senator Akwashiki, after which the last 2 years of my stay as Minister of State Labor, we had a fantastic relationship. We were visiting ourselves at home. We had a relationship outside the office. It was as good as that. I had done that to him personally and to the committee before, and I do that to the entire Senate at this time. Maybe it was as a result of the lack of knowledge of the fact that this matter had long been resolved between us and the members of that committee. Subsequently, there were so many hearings, budget defense and all that we attended on a very convivial atmosphere. So the apology is without reservation at all. I apologize. There are only two things I just need to say before I go, because we are before the world, one or two things. One is that regarding that program, because when Nigerians hear a figure, their ears go up. Hey, one big figure has been mentioned. No. Regarding that program, every single payment, and I insisted to the past president that it must come from the central bank directly to the accounts of the people who were nominated to receive those funds. And so we as ministers, both ministers in the ministry and the head of the agency at that time that we supervised, never saw one kobo. It was straight, all we needed to do was to generate the list and pass to the CBN. And the CBN paid directly from the CBN account to those individual accounts. Till today, as I see, we did not see, nothing even came to the account of that agency. And today, I make a promise that the entire register of everybody that received that amount per local government, their accounts, their account numbers and BVN, we insisted on BVN. Every detail is available at the National Director of Employment. Anybody can go there and ask for a copy. We have it in a flash and confirm every single one with a BVN number. They are all there for complete transparency. Till today, we did not see one kobo of that. I needed to make that clarification. And like I said, I'm sorry for that misunderstanding.
The Senate has so far approved and confirmed the nomination of about 45 ministers out of the total nominees of 48 ministerial ministers sent to us by the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The others are still awaiting security clearance.